I have so many goals for myself, right? And I want to accomplish them, but then I also have some guilt sometimes too because I want to be the best mom and I want to be with them. I'm a fixer, so for me, I always thought I could try to fix someone and stick it out and maybe hope that something would change. They're not going to change. It's that's a very interesting one. I'm very loyal, so when I see, like, if I'm ever crossed, it's very hard for me.
What does it really take to survive the world of image, influence, and fame without losing yourself? Welcome to Stars About Stars podcast, a safe place where instead of discussing red carpets, we have honest, true, heart to heart conversations with well known personalities. And we're talking about their turning points that stand behind the scenes of glory and success. I remind you, every episode of my podcast is inspired by great biography and Gemini Nemi app. And today we have in this studio a fantastic woman who knows everything about entertainment industry. What does it mean to stand behind the scenes, being a PR professional, and what does it mean to be a shining star on the stage? Please welcome event and media host Brittney Hope Levine.
Hi.
Hi,
Oh
Brittney.
my gosh, you're so good at that. Like, honestly, so good at that. Do you know how many hosts take a second to just have to go back, cut, let's do this again, let's do this again? Like, that was perfection.
You open up
honestly.
my secrets behind the scenes that I did it without interruption.
I'm telling you, like, that takes so much. So thank you. I'm
Thank
so
you so
happy to
much.
be
I
here.
know what it took to come here. You almost survived in direct sense.
It was a day. I think we all travel and we all have those days. I haven't had one in a long time, and maybe I was just due, maybe I was due for one of those days, but we made it and I could not be happier. I've been listening to your podcast and loving it, and there's something about your voice that's so soothing. And yeah, I know you're going to be a huge success, even more than you already are.
Thank you so much. And I hope I can calm you down to your
yeah.
unexpected trip, and maybe open up some more secrets about your fascinating personality.
Yeah.
So today you're welcome on Stars About Stars. And the concept is based on your numbers of birth. And you will have approximately 15 astrology and numerology based questions all about your personality.
I love it. I've always been obsessed with this, and it's something that I've horoscopes, numerology, like I've always been so into it. So I'm a firm believer in what you do because my traits, from a Taurus to a lot of the things that I've heard, like they shine through. So this is very, very exciting to be with you and do this today.
Starting point. You were born on April 23rd in 1986 in New York. Is this correct?
This is correct. Mount Kisco, New York.
Now we can really start.
Yes.
First question. With that core numerology number that points out to strong potential in radio and television, which makes number one, as well as becoming a trendsetter, what do you consider to be the most difficult part of media world today?
So this media landscape is definitely changing, and you have to be able to evolve with the trends, right? When I first started, there was no social media. There was maybe a Facebook login, or you could say I was here at this location and maybe a picture that went along with it, but no video, none of that. And as that happened, TV went along with that landscape too. So you have to be able to embrace these trends. There was no TikTok, there was no Instagram, there was just landscape photos, right? Of people standing in front of the backgrounds and showing where they were, maybe a location, nothing like what it is today. So I think that definitely presents some challenges because you have to be able to evolve with the trends and you have to be able to embrace them, even if you're like, oh, I don't want to get on TikTok. I don't want to be a part of this. I've been there where I'm like, I already grew this following. Why do I have to grow this following? So I think you have to, again, like I said, evolve and be able to embrace what is coming.
But good part of previous world, there was no AI and fake pictures to prove that you've been somewhere. Now you're not having a picture, nobody would trust you that you've been to that event.
So true. So true. You could literally, I mean, oh gosh, you have to now question what is real, what is fake.
Absolutely.
Does that person really look like that? It's like, it's definitely presents a challenge, but I do feel that if you are talented in your area, right? Like if you can host, if you can talk, if you can be comfortable with presenting on a stage, there is room for that, right? Because I've been in the rooms with people, major auditions, where they said, describe this camera. They weren't able to do it because they couldn't do it live. And they couldn't just come up with all of the attributes and all of the traits of that particular object. And they needed, because they're used to being in their room by themselves and having everything cut, right? To make it look perfect.
Yep.
But yeah, not everything is as it seems, as we know. So,
and we proceed. Your birth month carries the energy of 4, which requires discipline and structure. What is your personal room before going on the stage or presenting maybe on social media, appearing on camera? Do you have any special prayer or mindset or affirmation you use?
yeah, so a few things. I am definitely someone who likes to over prepare, right? I'm a people pleaser. I have always had my index cards and I like go through all of my notes and create those talking points, and I will practice over and over again. I've gotten less hard on myself over the years, right? Because you're just more comfortable. Things come to you. But when you're live, and there's no going back, right? You have to make sure you get the right things out that people want you to say, all of those brands, those products. I also always try to wear a piece of my Graham's jewelry because I just feel that she's with me and she's kind of giving me that strength to be out there and be present and hopefully have a good segment or a good show or whatever it might be. So I always do that. And yeah, I always, I mean, I don't sleep a lot, which is not great. So I have 2 children and I think when you're in morning TV, it's the same thing for a lot of people because your hours are so weird and you're up so early and then you're done by like 10 o'clock and everyone's buzzing around you and you've been working for like the past 4 or 5 hours.
I understand you very well, believe me.
Yes. So it's a different world. And I also, with live shopping, I've sold, millions of dollars at 1 a.m, 2 a.m. on QVC. So it's very weird. And then you walk out into the world and everybody is sleeping,
Yep.
So it's like, okay, now I'm up and now I'm going to eat something at 4. And so yeah, I think I like to make sure I'm prepared by reviewing my notes, having that piece of jewelry on me, and just kind of rolling with the punches of what's to come and making sure I always have my coffee and always eat something too before.
Yep.
I can't go on with an empty stomach. No way.
They say that artists should be starving. At least they say so in France. But here in America, we have to be fat to be ready for the camera.
Yes.
I believe in that little anchoring, they say. There's a technique when you have some special connection. Doesn't matter, it can be jam or anything else.
Yeah.
But you feel connected spiritually to the person who empowers you. Or some memory where you stood very strongly for yourself and you're coming back in the past and now you're going to do the same power exercise.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
Your karmic task, which is interesting, or your north node is in Aries.
Okay.
And it points to a leadership role and learning to stand confidently in your own authority. How can public figures stop relying on others' opinions and haters' opinions with social media? It's getting crazy as they grow in fame.
It's a great question because it is really hard to block out the noise, right? And to stay in your lane. I think a lot of times I always admire all of my colleagues, and even more so like the ones that I knew that became moms and then also juggled their jobs and their careers. I never really got it until I stepped into that role and continued working. I think that it's very hard, like I said, to cut out the noise and just really plow ahead with what you are looking to do. And I truly do believe that there is room for everyone. And the TV industry can be really competitive, but if you do want to work and continue proving your worth and put your head down, not see what everybody's doing around you, continue to cultivate those relationships with those producers, those brands, those PR firms that respect you, they're going to want to continue to work with you for a reason, right? And relationships are everything in this industry. You've seen so many people get to where they are because they knew one person. They always say, I knew one person that believed in me and got me to that place, right? I know Hoda Kotb always says it. She's like, that one person said yes to me. And then look at what her career became in TV. So for me, my relationships are everything. And that's why, I've been working with some of the same people for almost 12 years now, whatever it's been. I don't know how many years it's been, but yeah, because of those relationships and continuing to cultivate them and nurture them.
I personally do believe in your loyalty to your purpose, to your calling. You just can't stop doing it because that's what you are.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I'm actually, thinking about haters. How much time do they have?
Oh,
I
gosh.
wish I had that time. I don't have time to interfere anybody's
That's
lives
the
or
thing.
even to watch it and observe it.
That's the thing.
I have my husband, I
Yep.
have 2 puppies, I have family.
Yep.
We are running the app.
You're
It's a lot
live.
of doing,
Yes.
writing books, doing podcasts. I wish people, just occupy themselves with something interesting.
We always talk about, it's like when girls especially, and I know guys have drama too, but it's a different type of drama maybe. Girls who have the drama and get stuck, it's like you got to get a hobby. You have to get a hobby, find something, do whatever it is, because there's just not enough time in the day to be bitching about all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's like there's not enough time, like you said. So for me, and especially it's with kids. There's just not possible. Puppy, you having like that in your life, like that's not enough time.
Yeah, I have ladies clients who are preaching that they can't meet their destiny. I say, get a job, or better, find your calling. So you're going to be intrigued every single day. You're going to be focused on something else beside it, and you're going to attract love afterwards.
Yes. Yep.
And we're coming back to you. Lilith, or Black Moon in Gemini, warns about deception, stolen ideas, or manipulation in communication. Have you ever experienced somebody stealing your idea, project, or concept in the media industry?
It's that's a very interesting one. I'm very loyal. So when I see, like, if I'm ever crossed, it's very hard for me. And, if anyone ever questions my loyalty or maybe questions something within work or, that always like a red flag goes up for me. But yeah, I think the certain people that are watching, and the certain people that have taken ideas and maybe ran with them or maybe made it into like a semi-similar segment. It used to bother me, honestly, and I used to watch it. And now, like you said, it's just like there's not enough time. Like it doesn't bother me as much. And I always, like, my mom brought me up that if people are jealous, to take it as a form of flattery. There's a reason why they're talking about you. There's a reason why they're forwarding your Instagram. There's a reason why that little arrow goes, right? Where you see how many people are sharing your post. There's a reason. What are they talking about? Let them talk, right? Let them talk. So it used to bother me. And I have friends that say, oh my gosh, this was shared X amount of times. And I'm like, great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful for you. Like, let them talk, right? Let them talk about you, because if they're talking, that means you're making a difference somewhere.
And if they're talking behind your back, it means they're behind your back.
Your back, exactly. I love that. I'm going to start using that. They're behind your back. Yep.
Moon
that,
opposite
Iryna.
Mercury can create hidden emotional tension. What shadow emotions do you find yourself wrestling with most deeply?
I have so many goals for myself, right? And I want to accomplish them, but then I also have some guilt sometimes too, because I want to be the best mom and I want to be with them. I think it definitely toys with my emotions, and And then at the end of the day, you realize who's around you. You realize the importance of family. If you're in a loving relationship, if you have a home, like a roof over your head and a home, so I think that took me, I just turned 40 and I was like, okay, wow. Like it just, aging used to scare me so much too. And having that, I always, growing up, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to like get old and everything else. But now it doesn't scare me as much because I'm more grateful to be here, right? I don't know. It's given me like a little bit of a sense and a purpose because I'm so grateful for what I had. So that used to scare me and be like a little shadow of like, oh my God, I'm getting older and I haven't accomplished X, Y, and Z yet, right? And I know so many people that talk to me every day. I'm this age and maybe I don't have a husband, or I'm this age and I don't have a baby. But meanwhile, women are doing that at 45, 46, whatever, like age is not really a number as much anymore to me. That's how I feel.
Absolutely, especially in America.
Right? Because people, so that fear of I'm not accomplishing as much, or taking a break when I had, like, I didn't really take a break. I wish I would have taken a longer break when I had my babies, but it plays with your head, right? Because you're like, I'm taking a break and I'm not out there, or what's going to happen that I'm not on TV at this time. Someone else might get that, take that, so I had to let that sit for my first. And then for the second, I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying this because I know I'm done after this. And I'm like, I'm going to sit. But yeah, now I know women are doing things and like men are doing things at all different ages, and age is not a number. So I'm trying to ride that
I'm
out.
39. I'm on the same page
Oh,
with
wow.
you, so we're not that far from each other.
I would never have even known that, ever. So,
And
wow.
psychologist Carl Jung, he says that life just begins after 40. All the rest is just preparation.
Well, I'll take that. Yes, I'm loving that in this new decade.
Mercury square Neptune can make communication complex, yet it also creates imagination and intuition. What were some of your favorite clients or sectors where you were doing PR? Maybe it's beauty industry or lifestyle or business, and why?
Well, I really enjoyed back when Facebook Live first started, okay? So these shows were starting and these verticals were picking up from some of the most like coveted magazines that I loved. And Marie Claire magazine I always loved. I was a huge magazine reader growing up. I loved In Style. I loved Vogue. I loved Marie Claire. I loved just getting those in the mail. It was like, oh my God, like my month is made. I would just sit and look at everything and always probably love the most expensive thing on the page. And yeah, it was just like, I loved it. And just to see the model, like, I don't know, the fashion, the beauty. So we started a show called The Fix on Marie Claire, and it gave me the opportunity. We went all around. I think it aired twice a week or once a week, and it was the first time that we were like broadcasting from a phone. And everyone was like, "What's your setup? Are you in a studio? What are you doing?" And we were literally like, bootstraps, like had the phone with thousands and thousands of viewers and talking to celebrities, talking to doctors, talking to Elon Musk's mom. It was like,
She's my absolutely favorite. I read her book.
May?
She's amazing. Yeah.
Unbelievable. It was like, and here's me just like interviewing these crazy people. I was like, this is insane. And I had to stop myself for a while. And I've been able to keep those relationships to this day, and speak to these people. And it's like, that was from that little Facebook Live show,
Yep.
right? So that I would say was probably one of the cooler things. And then not so much like it's sparking creativity, but if you've ever sold live and people are buying what you're selling and you hear those numbers in your head and you have your earpiece and the producer's telling you like, we're about to like sell out and all that entire things, all the inventory is going to go. That's a rush that is really hard to describe. It's like, wow, like you feel something, and not that I was getting those millions of dollars from all the sales, but it was an accomplishment, and it was like a really cool feeling to have that and to be live and doing it and helping a company get to that next level was really great, right? Yeah.
I'm not a salesperson, but I think when you accomplish something, this is the same feeling inside of you, like you
Yeah.
made it. I think it's unbelievable.
Well, when you have, I mean, the amount, when you're going to see the amount of people access your app,
Yep.
and when you see, how many people that you're helping, I feel like that's going to maybe be one of those feelings for you because, yeah, indescribable.
At age 11, 12, it went under the energy 6. You enter
Okay.
into a period of emotional and inner distance, even being a child. What happened during that time that changed your perception of life?
I feel like you were even, because maybe 12, we turned 12 in the 8th grade. And that for me was a pivotal year. All of my girls, and still some of my best girlfriends to this day, we're all very, very close. Everybody went through a time where everyone hated each other. And it was very,
That's normal
I
among women,
know.
I guess.
I know, but it was like such a, you're coming into your adolescence, like you're trying to find yourself and everything else, and everybody at one point hated each other in our group, and it was a really tough time, and we all talk about it now to this day. We're like, remember this, remember that. It's like, because we're all on a big group text and everything, and we have all of these photos because growing up, my hometown was a very, it was big, but like everyone knew each other and not many people moved. You know what I mean? Like everyone stayed in that town in Connecticut. So it was just, that was a tough one. And I remember like 11, 12 being like crying with my parents at home and being like, oh my God, no friends, like what's happening? And then we all did it to our next girlfriend, the same thing, because the girls just like work in cliques and it's tough. And everyone I talked to too is like, middle school is the toughest time to find yourself and to really know who you are because everyone's just really mean, basically. Yeah.
I tell you, I work with people who lost 13 years. People have a special selective memory. What is nothing for one person is a big tragedy for the other one.
Yes, totally. Yeah. And well, I mean, that I remember, but you brought up 11, 12, and I'm like,
Yeah, we get
that's
sensitive about
what
proper
happened.
moments.
Yeah. Like my parents have been married for 45 years. So I never had, I was able to witness, they worked very hard on their relationship, like they are big proponents of therapy. They've always taught that to us, my brother and I. But yeah, if it was something that was pivotal, that was that time where it was a rough time, right? And then, yeah, we got to high school and we were all friends again, thank God. So
Age 17, 18, under the energy of 9. Your life entered a cycle of searching for your path through studies, relationships, and identity. What was your biggest dream at that age?
So 18, 19, I think that would be going into college. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I did have an internship at one of the top PR firms in the city, beauty, fashion, lifestyle. Still to this day, she's doing incredible things. And I was able to follow around a woman that had just started putting products on TV and taking their products and putting them on TV. And I was going into studios at 5 a.m. I was carrying her bags whenever she needed. I was going to The View with Barbara Walters. And I knew at that time, so it would have been that summer, that in some way, shape, or form, I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be in the studio because it just lit me up inside. I was like, no matter how much sleep I got, no matter where I was in my life, I was on, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, that's.
And you made it.
Well,
We all know it.
yeah, it's funny to be on both sides, and I think when you are putting the segments together and producing your segments and all, like, you get lost in it because when you do a lot now, they become more mundane, but then you're like, oh, wow, when I was that little, like I was just standing there to model and just like so happy to be there. You know what I mean? And it's cool to see it from both sides and to look back. Well, you're making me look back. I don't look back really. So,
But
yeah.
self-reflection, it works very well. Believe me, it's very inspiring and thoughtful and meaningful in
Yeah.
reality.
I'm probably a fault is just, on to the next and what's going next, like when a segment is done or when a shoot is done, it's like, okay, we're good. Like
we move forward.
So I probably
Which is
should.
good quality.
Yeah, totally. Beautiful. But it's good to, like you said, it's good to self-reflect, and I definitely need to work on that more.
Want to learn how to love yourself and build up healthy relationships with yourself and others? Download Gemini Miami. It's your one-stop shop for all self-discovery tools with access to the community of like-minded individuals.
23-24, under the energy 9 again, you entered a new cycle of communication expansion and social activity. What major new chapter began in your life by that time?
So that's when graduating college, I got my first job with Elite Traveler magazine, and Elite was known to be on all the private jets, the yachts, in the leading hotels of the world. You found it in every beautiful room. The magazine was like this big, and oh my gosh, the editorial, everything was beautiful. But I worked on the sales side, and I got a chance to be with the editorial team and see their process and stuff like that. But I was selling ad space because they had like an addendum to the magazine, and in private jet terminals where you kind of walk in. I was selling the ad space in the private jet terminals. Nobody goes in the private jet terminal. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless you're maybe getting a snack, what do? You drive up to the plane. Do you know? So it's like, why I'm selling ad space that no one really is going to see. So I was already up against that wall, but I was trying so hard to make those sales. I was trying everything in my power. I remember I sold a big real estate ad at the 34th Street heliport over here in the city, and I wasn't getting on those helicopters. I wanted to be on them, but I sold that beautiful house that you looked at every time you had to go through that space to get onto your helicopter. And it was like, a big beaming, like, ad on, whatever they call them. So on the wall. So I was trying and communicating and really trying to get out there. But then thank God I pivoted back into fashion and back into PR, where I really wanted to be, because I knew at the end of the day, like, that wasn't really for me. But we all needed jobs. We all needed to survive. I wasn't, I needed to pay my rent. No one was helping me do that, right? So that's where I was, like, in the East Village, and just trying to survive out there.
It's interesting. Working in PR actually creates a bridge and connection with different fields and people and projects, and you feel like you already have done it. Even you're doing it for somebody else, you feel that connection is created.
Oh my God. It is something that prepares you for so many facets of life. And I truly don't think, like, as a mom, like now being a mom, which I didn't, I knew I wanted children eventually, but just being able to juggle so many things, being able to pivot. I pivot all day, not like today. Today was not usual, but you have to really roll with the punches. And being in PR and putting things together, or having a client say something on a red carpet, or so many different scenarios, like, it helps you're able to really do it all. Like, you can travel, accommodations, anything you need, a huge event, party, putting that together, whatever, a brand, launching something. I mean, we've done a lot of different things. So it's been a time, for sure.
I guess it teaches you a lot of unpredictability, and how to embrace it.
Yeah, you got to roll with the punches and, like, stay calm during all of that. And some firestorm could be going on behind you, but you're in front of the client, like, yeah, everything's wonderful, everything's fine, we're good, we're good. Yeah, you didn't even know that this all happened like 2 minutes ago. Nope, we're fine. Yep. Get in the car.
27-28, under the energy 3, there was a crisis of direction, possibly, emotional instability, or questioning one's future. Did you ever feel lost professionally or personally during that period of time?
Yeah, I think that during that time, I was in a very bad relationship, like abusive relationship, and emotional, and luckily didn't get to that. It would have gone there, but it was there's drinking involved. And I was trying at that time to also pivot to do my own thing and really go out on my own for TV, which is, I never could financially support myself up until that time. I had to do PR in addition to the TV because I had to pay my rent. I had to support myself, So it was a really dark time, and I lived all the way downtown on Wall Street, and he lived above me. And worst thing you could ever do really is like date someone in a building you live in New York. It's like, just don't do it. Yeah, just don't do it. Because then I eventually moved, not because of him, but I had to move, and I was like, get me out of this place, because of all of the memories. And he was right above me. So it was not good. But that was, it was getting out of that relationship and really realizing, because I think at that point, a lot of women are thinking towards future, and maybe if you're going to be with your person, and are you going to get married? Are you not going to get married? People are starting to get engaged. Like, things are starting to happen. And I think I was like, okay, where am I at in my career? And I'm originally thought maybe I was going to marry this man, but I am not going to marry this man. So I was like in that breakup phase, but I'm so happy for that happened, because then I wouldn't have met my husband. Know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like I needed to go through that, and I needed to get through the crazies to find stability and love, and what really, what that really meant, right?
Yeah, I guess every partner is your teacher to understand who you are and your true value and worth.
Yes, it's so true.
Even if it's painful.
Even if it's painful, even if it's bad. And I was really lucky. I'm a fixer. So for me, I always thought I could try to fix someone and stick it out and maybe hope that something would change. They're not going to change. They are not going to change. If the behaviors are there, they are not going to change. My mom always said, like, once they show you who they are, believe them, right? And I know Oprah's always said it too.
It's a great saying, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's like, he showed me who he was. And also, because of that, it held me back with my job, with everything that I was doing. I wasn't able to be the best version of myself in work because I constantly had this crazy, like, texting, like worried about where I was. Because I was at Art Basel, I was in Cannes, I was in all these different places working, and I had this hang up, always like not believing where I was. It was nuts. It was really nuts. So it would like bring me down. I wasn't able to give that best version of myself because of that. So once that was shed, it was really
When you
helpful.
have addictive personality, you have it to everything. Yes. So it's not just to alcohol, it was to you as a woman as well.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
And we continue to a happier place, 2930, energy 3 still, but a different perspective. Life brought major tests, important decisions, and reevaluation of goals and relationships. Maybe that was your transition exactly. What was the hardest decision by that time? Was it a separation or anything else extra?
I think probably that separation. Separating from that, removing myself from that, and really being strong enough to do that, right? I would always, I think in my 20s, like go back for a second and think that, again, something's going to work and it's going to work out this time. No. And now looking back, I'm like, why did I continue to talk to that person? Why did I continue to, let's meet up for one drink? No, it's like, I should have never done it.
It's a habit.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Right. So I was just, again, trying to see, someone's going to change, not happening. So that was the shedding.
3233, under energy 3 still. Your chart shows a turning point with new opportunities and inner awakening. What changed your mindset the most during those years?
Yeah, I think 33, 34, I don't remember the age. Well, our original wedding was postponed due to a hurricane the week of the wedding. So that was really fun. So I think at that time we had been married maybe a year. And then, we lost our first baby at that time. So that was like a change that, it was a crazy moment in my life. Like that was just, I've never experienced anything like that. And death is really hard for me. Like when my gram passed away, very, very hard. So like to have that moment was just, it was really, really rough. But it was, now looking back, you know, I have 2 healthy babies, and you look back at that time and you're like, this was meant, like they would not be here if we had not gone through it, you know?
Yep.
And it's a really tough thing. And I talk to so many women who always, they reach out on the side. They always, because I speak about it publicly because it's like, we need to come together to talk about these things, and we need to come together it's a really tough thing. And you feel so alone during those moments, right? And even though everyone's around you and everyone's surrounding you and you're so loved, but it's still very isolating. And yeah, so that was a pivotal point for me that like shifted a lot of my perspective, because you never are taught that those things are going to happen to you. You just think like, oh, maybe you get married, and then you have a baby. Like, or if that's your path, you know, if that's what you want. I did know that I always wanted to be a mother eventually, but you never know when that's going to, right? Like, hopefully you find someone that wants to do that with you as well. And hopefully, you know, like it has to work. But that was for me one of the most, difficult things to date. And I know everyone has their thing, right? And like what they've gone through in their past. And I think for me, like when you lose a child, it's pivotal. Yeah.
You know, I've never experienced a gift of being a mother, and I definitely never experienced a loss like that.
Yeah.
I had different ones, but not this.
Yeah.
But I've read different stories which were devastating and very difficult even to read and listen to, like Reagan, our big president. You know, not too many people know that he was divorced because of that. They lost a baby with the first wife who he loved endlessly, and after he met the second wife, and
Wow.
they had a family together. So in your story, I think it's very painful, but so wonderful that it made you even closer with your husband.
100%. Yeah. I think when you go through something with like that with a partner, it could either break you, or it could either really strengthen your relationship. And for us, I think it definitely strengthened and just, fortified that bond. And but it's still hard for, I think, any like man to know what's going on in a female's body. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know he tried. I know he tried. Very, very supportive. But women go through a lot. Women have to go through a lot, and but again, I think it happened I'm very much like that. I do believe that everything does happen for some reason, and we don't know why always, but it was a part of my path. And if it's like one other woman that I could, help or feel, a little bit better, and knowing maybe something is going to change for them, like I'm happy with that.
I've heard one saying which was difficult even to listen to. The lady who lost a child publicly was speaking and said, "We never know the future, and we don't know what was prepared for my baby up front. So maybe the painful death, was a savior."
Yeah.
It's difficult to believe in, but we never know.
No, it's because I look at them and I'm just like, there wouldn't have been them too, right? So like that baby, we didn't find out if it was a boy or a girl. I just didn't want to know because we didn't find out any time. Like I was surprised both times, and I just was like, okay, so whether, it would be a brother or sister or whatever, it made way for them, Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
3840, under energy age, shows career growth, ambition, and serious life changes. What are you building right now? What feels most aligned with your future?
So that is when we decided, after I lived in New York for 14 years. I lived in the East Coast for that much time. I took a small stint in the Midwest to go to school out there, which was amazing, in Miami of Ohio. Loved that, but I always knew I was coming back here. I was like, I'm not going to be out there. But that is when we decided to make the move to Charleston, South Carolina. And that was, I love New York so much. I'm obsessed. It's like, I love it. It drives me. And there's something about New York and just always being from the East Coast, like, we love it. I have family in Long Island. We're all Italian. It's like everybody.
My husband, he's from Long Island.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
I
Beautiful
knew when I
area.
met him, I was like, oh my gosh, he could be in our family. Like we could literally be a
Yep.
family member. I knew it. I knew it. So, but I think that we were at the point where, first of all, I was freezing my ass off. I was like, it's so cold. I wanted a change. And we had gone down during COVID, and I knew I saw my son at the time, and I just saw his face, the happiness. I was like, how can we make this work with work and me being back in New York? And it was very feasible because it's normally very quick and like a quick flight and everything else. So I was like, and moving for some reason, it always felt to me so permanent. And I was so nervous, like, okay, if we move, we're going to be here. But then after doing it, and yes, it's a lot of work to move and like packing up your house and designing your home and all these things. It's like, it's so much, but you can do it, right? And you can make a move, and it's not as scary as it was to me, at least, right? Like to try a new place and to say, do we like this? Is it going to work? Like, how is it going to work with our work? So I think for me, knowing that moving, you could go there and we could come back. Like if we really hated it, what's the worst than coming back to beautiful Westport, Connecticut? You know, anyone would give anything.
Very greeny.
Right? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but it just, so that was when we moved, and that was and then I started, but even Iryna, like with that move, I had fears what would happen to my career.
Yep.
And guess what? It kept going. You know, like it kept going. I was able to
When it's
still
calling,
do.
it's calling.
Right. And I was able to I was still booking show. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to know I'm there. What's going to happen? I did give up one gig, which I shouldn't. It's like when you look back at it, it's like I shouldn't have given it up because I could have worked out something to still have that. And it was good money as well. So I don't know why. I was just like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it work. I could have made it work. I just, now looking back. But yeah, I think it's not permanent, right? You're able to move back. If I got an insane job here, my husband would be like, we're moving back. Like, but no, it's like we both love it. And I think when I land in Charleston, I have this feeling, and I don't know, like when you land in Florida, if you feel like
The energy. Yes.
Yes.
You're home. We do. We
yes,
definitely
it's
do.
like, okay, and how much, and you love traveling and you love the cities and you love being, it's like a hustle and bustle, but there's something about instantly, like I'm a little more at peace, and it's just like a moment. And I don't know, I maybe had like at that time, I was like, it's too much for me right now in the city and I need to take a change.
Keep balance.
Being on the East Coast. Yeah, like,
family.
so.
No, Charleston is so beautiful,
Yeah.
so classy and historical. It reminds me of Great Britain so much.
Yes. And people don't know, like there's some parks, it's like you feel like you're in Europe and like you don't even realize you're in a little city. And I thought coming from New York that we'd be so bored, and like not bored, but you just think like, oh, there's so many restaurants here. No, we can't. It's the opposite. It's like we can't keep up because there's too much to do, and this place and that place and this open. And it's like, okay, like, yeah. So it's been a good change, both career and home wise.
You know what I'm happy about? The Gemini Near Me app and Stars About Stars podcast, they brought you another time to your favorite city, which is New York.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited.
And this is my
Yes.
moment to
Yes.
present you. We're going to get you separately
Okay.
a 3 months free subscription to Gemini Near Me app. So you're a big fan of it. So I'll show it to our audience how it looks like.
Okay.
And you're going to have your own subscription
Oh, I'm so
for those
excited.
who appreciate emotional intelligence, self-confidence, self-value, self-trust, and self-connection. That comes to you.
Yep. Look at
3
that.
months for free.
Look at this beauty. I love it.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
communicating with you. It's I was talking about all of this too, to be able to break down emotions and to be able to speak like that, nobody is doing. Like, you were the first person to do this, and you were the first person to bring it. So that's what everyone was saying. Well, this with AI, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, she's breaking this barrier. She's bringing that forward. So
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah.
Brittney, I have the very final question for
Yes.
you, as I have to every guest
Yeah.
of Stars About Stars. Whom do you nominate to be the next celebrity guest on Stars About Stars podcast?
So someone I know you would absolutely love, and who has had an illustrious career, but also big tragedy as well, her name is Bevan Prince. She used to be on a show on the WB called One Tree Hill growing up, and was an actress on Desperate Housewives, different things. But then now she has a beautiful Soul Cycle star, master instructor, all of that. And then now she has her own studio in Wilmington, North Carolina, and is continuing on the One Tree Hill. She does a lot of that stuff with all the cast, and it's cool. But she's had some interesting things happen to her in her life too. She lost her husband. It's been a thing, but she's one of my very close friends as well, and I think you would absolutely love her.
Thank you so much, Brittney.
Thank you,
for
Iryna.
your time, energy, and for all this beautiful heart-to-heart conversation, and for the next guest on my show. I appreciate it very much.
It's been awesome.
And for our audience, don't forget to subscribe to my blog, share it with your friends, and of course, put comments if you liked it. And also, learn to love yourself and trust the process. And don't forget to do the primary thing: download your self-confidence and self-love app, Gemini Niemi, app that is always there for you.